Alrighty, we are live. The link is out. Once again, let me know if you can hear me per usual. Then I'll click on the link just to make sure it works. We are here for game day. Alright, yeah, it looks like we got people. Let me know if you can hear me. Type in chat. Okay, I can hear myself, so I don't really need somebody to talk. Alrighty. So we're going to go through, obviously, the rosters first. Once again, shout out to McNasty for always making banger graphics per usual. Let's go through the away team first. Let me get there, and then I'll remove the overlay. Alrighty. Let me know if you can hear me. Still don't have anybody saying anything in the chat. Alright, so we're with Ole Miss first here. And they have the highest overall quarterback in the country, Ryan Fitzmagic, the redshirt sophomore, BearCave reward player. 99 overall, 87 speed, 99 awareness. He should destroy this game. He bullocks a higher overall, but Neil has Nate Robinson, the freshman SFA player, starting. And then Brent Boozler is a monster. And then the freshman Ronald Acuna Jr. He is Jaden Jackson. So this offense is cracked. He redshirted Derek Watt, so you won't see him. Cody Silk, the SFA player, is starting. You got decent line. Chris Jones will start. Demon Clowney. His linebackers are a little sus. And then LaRod Hopgood, who should be at East Carolina. Terrell Devers, Bobby Chalk, and Miles Ricketts as well. He's playing. He had a great BearCave last week. Booker Atwood does start. And so, yeah, that's number 11. And then let's go find Georgia, who surprisingly has quite a few players. So SFA player Ryan McBrien is going to be your starting quarterback today, 85 speed. Dejan Edwards. This team made the semifinals last year. Pretty much bring back most of the same people. Lorenzo Pines, the SFA player, is starting at tight end. They have obviously a great offensive line, all 90s. Thomas King, Trent Jones, and then the number 1 overall SFA player from last season is starting, Jordan Whiting, number 66. Their linebackers are still just as crazy. And they're a little sus at free safety, but they should be good to go. And then Bobby Doucette. So that sets the roster. But I want to bring in my second half of the commentating team. Yes, I'm bringing in commentary. Say hello, Think.
Good afternoon, everybody. Ready for some SFA football today.
Yes, sir. And do you have any predictions for this game?
No, these are both a couple of really talented teams. I've got them both in my top 15, so this should be a really elite matchup. Really, the difference in these two teams, I think, is going to be the quarterback play. Georgia has decent quarterbacks, but they don't really have a guy back there. Whereas Ryan Fitzmagic is the guy in all the SFA, really. This guy's the most talented quarterback in the entire league, and I think that's the real separator for Ole Miss today. I think we see a huge game from him, and I believe that they knock Georgia off at home.
Oh, shit. Okay. I am kind of at the other end of the spectrum. I think this team is probably 1 year out. I think that they're still going to compete for their division this year, but I don't think they have the team to win the SEC. Neil, what jerseys do you want to wear? You are on the road, so you're probably going to stay white. Or actually, hold up. Georgia, I know, has boring jerseys. Let's see if they have... Or no, we're going to have him go all black so that he can wear whatever he wants. So we'll have him do black and red. Okay, you want navy. Of course you want navy. The only thing that clashes with black. Alright, we'll do all red for them. And then we'll go with... He wants the navy. Okay. So I only have white. We'll stick with that. And then we'll do a navy helmet there. Okay, so we're going to go navy here. So yeah, let's get it started. Oh, I got to run the prediction. Yes. Start a prediction here. So this is going to be a straight up who wins game day. It's not with spreads or anything. You just choose Ole Miss or Georgia. And I'm going to give you a minute to pick. Start your predictions. Yeah, so I'm really hoping the commentary works. I've tested it a few times, so it should. Yeah, we should be good. Think there's not like a bunch of lag, right? Like I know you're on slightly worse quality, but
No, it's video quality seems good on my end.
okay, perfect. So both these teams struggled last week. Took a game-winning field goal for Ole Miss and then a goal line stand for Georgia, but they both are 1-0, and we are here at Game Day in Athens. Shout out to our bottom lines. Both are recruiting ads for these coaches. Come to the SIP, and then so Fink, you probably would want to go to Georgia, right? Because you enjoy barking at children.
I wouldn't say I enjoy barking at them, but you know, I will not apologize for my uniform takes. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. So all the money is going on Georgia, as you would expect. They were in the playoff last year compared to what a 8-win team or 7-win team for Ole Miss. So it's 120. Yeah. So whoever voted for Ole Miss could make some nice change today. All right. Oh, I love the color rush uniforms. There's Coach Neil on the sidelines. Yeah, it closed. I gave you a minute. And I'm hoping these alerts are working, like if people follow or whatever. I'm going to do a test right there. It should work.
A hefty Georgia crowd today.
Oh, boy. Yeah, a lot of Georgia fans. There's that tiny little sliver of Ole Miss. All right, who wins the toss? Ole Miss is first. We'll see Ryan Fitzmagic on the field. And here we go. A big kick. Ryan Fitzmagic, he only had one touchdown last week. The bald man, number 12. He has a ton of weapons. It might take us a little time to get into a commentary groove, so forgive us. But Nate Robinson with the first handoff. He goes for 9. And yes, the UI worked this week. Let's go.
It was an absolute just gaping hole there in the Georgia defense that the line opened up on that one.
Yeah, so watch out for number... Or go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say the offensive line is probably the sketchiest part of this Ole Miss offense, what I would worry about the most today. But if they're going to open holes like that, it's going to be tough for Georgia to stop them.
Yes, sir. As Ronald Acuna makes a catch, he is the fantasy baseball reward, the last reward player from a third-party tournament. And then on the defense, number 66 on the line is Jordan Whiting.
It was a much better job by Georgia covering that one.
Nyland Green with the tackle for loss. And you love to see your corners getting involved in run defense, absolutely. So, we're good.
I was just going to say, you definitely worry that those guys get a little bit shy of tackling, but he was ready to make a play on that one.
As
Great
we get
stiff arm too.
If you're going to commentate, you got to call it a stiffy.
Oh, I don't know that I can do that.
Yes, sir. He gave number 18 the best stiffy of the day up till this point. 3rd and 3. They're in shotgun. No, not the speed option, but it works.
It's the speed option, my favorite play.
Man, dude, Kyle White running the speed option last week almost gave me an aneurysm.
No, that was a great play from Fitzpatrick, but I just don't think he can run the speed option the way that Kyle White can. Just something about Kyle White, you know.
Man in motion. Fitzmagic. He takes off, and that is a sack.
Oh, nearly got the edge on that one, but
Thomas King avoided the horse collar tackle, bringing him down by the shoulder.
it was a strong tackle.
Cody Silk, the SFA offensive lineman. Back in the day on Sim Matchup, he barely avoided the worst of the worst award, losing to Brock Osweiler.
Shout out Brock Osweiler. Man, that's a throwback.
Yeah, the one-armed Wisconsin gunslinger. All right, 3rd and 3. We are approaching the red zone, and they're spreading it out. And, okay, caught by the tight end by Hudson Wolf. Interesting decision by Neal in the preseason to redshirt the senior Derek Watt, former #1 recruit.
Yeah, that's a bit of a head scratcher.
It is.
I guess he doesn't really trust this team to be one that can kind of take them all the way.
As
they've looked really good so far.
And Fitzmagic delivered another stiffy right there on the speed option. All right, we're inside the 10. 2nd and goal. Fake the handoff. Triple option time. Fitzmagic keeps it. He puts the ball on the ground. Georgia recovers.
I'm going to want to see the review on this one because I'm not 100% certain that the ground didn't cause that fumble. But
no, that's out.
Oh, no.
Boom. Yes, sir. Fitzmagic puts it on the ground. Shades of Cardale last week on the first drive.
No.
Quarterback's fumbling the ball in the red zone.
You just can't do that, especially against this Georgia team. That's a critical error for Ole Miss.
So now Georgia takes over, the team that made the semifinal last year. Surprise declare from redshirt sophomore Brock Vandegrift. But they got Brian McBrien, the SFA quarterback, as he drops back to throw here. He has all the time in the world. He dumps that off. That was dangerous. And we got a flag. Is this illegal touching? Yes, sir. So, shades of Ole Miss. He's having flashbacks now.
All right, so this is a really tough situation for Georgia now. 12 backed up really deep.
Oh, no.
Oh, they go with the screen?
Oh, my God. A mid-screen, almost sack, almost pick six.
You got to ask yourself, what was the offensive coordinator thinking with that play call?
I don't think he was, And then if you're Ole Miss, you're honestly a little upset that you missed such a big opportunity. Nate Robinson, he has some room here. He gets to the 44. So they get right back into plus territory.
Play almost made me question whether Neal had brought back AI as his offensive coordinator.
Or he paid Georgia to take him on as an offensive assistant. Oh, and that's picked from Fitzmagic. 2 plays in a row, 2 turnovers for the 99 overall.
Oof.
A tough start on the road for Fitz.
Feeling a little bad about hyping him up so much in the pregame now. He's really not delivering for me.
Definitely a questionable start here for Fitzmagic. The stage might be a little too bright for him, as he's still only a sophomore. And I will say, turnovers are up this season. We had 4 last week, already 2 today. Last season, we didn't really have all that many turnovers on game days. A mid-screen again. This time it's caught. Lad McConkey.
Well, that one didn't almost go for a pick six, but still not a very inspiring play call by Georgia.
Yeah, and this Ole Miss secondary littered with SFA players, so if there is going to be a pick, it's going to be a good one, as they do get the first down. All right, McBride, he's going deep this time. He has an open man, and it's caught. That's McConkey down into the 20. He got past
My question is, where did Georgia find this guy, Lad McConkey? It sounds like they got him right off the mean streets of Dublin, Ireland. Wow, he's out here making an impact early.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. We're going into the depths of real-life players who are like bench players now as seniors. As another mid-screen, and that's the first catch for Justin Robinson, their best receiver from last season. And we've yet to see Lorenzo Pines, the freshman tight end, get involved. Drops back, dumps it off. I believe that might be him. No, that's Cody Williams. Then a big 3rd and 4 here in the first quarter. Are we going to finally see some points, or is this going to turn into another defensive game day? So they're stacking the short side. 4 wide receivers over there. And 4th and inches, he couldn't stretch the ball.
Oh, wow.
That was a big tackle there for Keys. So
I thought he might have had that one just watching it kind of in real time.
And they're going for it. They're running up to the line now, and they're going to hand it off. This is Edwards to the outside. He doesn't get it.
Oh, wow. Speed of that Ole Miss defense and closing there was just incredible.
So I've been smack-talking Ole Miss wide receiver depth, and they come up big on 2 straight plays, and they take back over. See the freshman Nate Robinson. He's having himself a decent day to start. If you got to give this first quarter to Ole Miss as long as they don't turn the ball over.
Well, they've had a problem with that so far.
Fitz is more speed option, and this time it does not work.
Georgia defense was on him too quick to even make the pitch on that play.
But
really some good heads-up play by the defensive end.
That's the 3rd time they've run the speed option, yes, but it's the first time it didn't work. So better conversion rate than normal, and they are going to run a play before the first quarter end. And he's sacked!
Oh.
No! Then they're ruling that is an incomplete pass as we end the first quarter. A weird quarter for sure. Two turnovers. Missed 4th down, and we are punting. I got to say, I'm not impressed with the top 10 teams so far this season. Quite a few. Oh, Aaron Ford, that's an SFA player from a few seasons ago, an in-game recruit. Can Georgia finally do something here? They fake. He's going deep again, and that's another floater, and it's caught! Jimmy Reed, the contested catch, brings it down. Ryan McBride, he throws a nice deep ball. It seems like a float.
About the only thing they've had working for them today.
Yeah, pretty much. Only 2 big chunk plays, and then everything else. I mean, their screen game, they just need to throw it out the window. The little angle route over the middle. Kendall Milton gets 8.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Georgia's actually threatening here. It's like as much as Ole Miss has moved the ball today, Georgia may end up being the first team to score.
And 9 for 10 start for McBrien, so he's had a good start here as he dumps it off at number 9. Justin Robinson gets down to the inch. First and goal.
Now we'll see if Georgia can put together a better run game inside the 5 than we saw from Virginia Tech earlier today.
As Edwards takes it in for a touchdown to open up the scoring here all the way in the second quarter, but they get it done. 7-0 Georgia. All right, so a quick drive there. I mean, they start out in plus territory as the Georgia fans are going crazy. Go Dogs. You can hear them barking at the children in the stands. And not really an inspiring start for this Ole Miss offense. You got to think they got to get something going, at least a quick drive here, no 3 and out.
They're only down 7-0 here, but the way that they've done it with having a really good initial drive, and turning it over in the red zone, and then not being able to capitalize on their last 2 drives.
And that's a pick, and it's going the other way, and he is brought down by his heels. Already the third turnover for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Holy smokes.
It's really snowballing on Ole Miss at this point. You got to think Georgia's going to get some points out of this starting inside the red zone.
The top-rated quarterback in the country is completely shitting himself on the national stage. And McBrien, he dumps this one off. That's a face mask. Lorenzo Pines, the SFA tight end, replacing Brock Bowers. This is tight end U, definitely. 2nd and 3, and they didn't call a face mask on that last play. Interesting, that was the animation. Hand it off again, and oh man, he's laying the wood there in the middle. His second huge hit. Austin Keys already up to 5 tackles.
That one reminded me of a nice Oklahoma drill just in the middle of the game.
Oh yeah. So 1 for 3. This would be a huge stop for Ole Miss. Their running speed option. He gets the pitch and a huge open field tackle from number 37, Andre Carter. And that's going to force a field goal.
Yeah, that's a really great job by the Ole Miss defense to not give up a touchdown there.
Oh, man, and they're going for it. Georgia
spoke too soon.
They're slapping their big dick on the ground and going for blood. And Edwards gets it and more. He scores. Dejon Edwards.
It works. Ole Miss was able to stop him on that first 4th down, but this time Georgia would not be denied.
Georgia's not playing fair. They want to get back to the college football playoff. Now, how do you think the SEC is going to shake out this season? Because always in the first half of the year, the SEC is how they are in real life. They're all ranked super high, but then they just beat each other senseless. Do you think we're going to see that, or are a few teams going to separate themselves?
No, I would love to see a few teams actually separate themselves, but it seems like pretty much every year in the SFA, you just get a big wad of similar teams in the SEC that are all around 7-5 or 8-4. And until I see them have a season where they actually kind of keep some teams with some really good records up at the top, I'm going to have to assume that the SEC is just going to beat itself up like it normally does. So
yeah,
we'll just have to see. Usually Georgia is that team that gets out of the SEC relatively unscathed.
As Nate Robinson cuts outside, he made 2 men miss, and he gets 16. A nice and you got to think, Coach Neal, you got to start running the ball more. Nate Robinson's had a lot of room, and Fitzmagic's looking terrible. So you might want to switch up the game plan here. And it's also, like, interesting. We might see a new conference rise this season because the ACC was super powerful last season, but their top 3 teams just lost on BearCave. So as Brent Boozler for 16. Now, I know you're a critic of Brent Boozler's name. You thought he should be a linebacker, but come on, chanting booze when he catches the ball, nothing better than that.
I mean, you'll definitely get to use it more, I guess, as a receiver than you would at a lot of other positions, but it's just too perfect of a name to have for a big guy. I mean, Brent Boozler that's an elite linebacker or tight end name.
Yeah, as Acuna makes a nice catch in traffic over the middle, his second catch. So Fitzmagic puts together 2 throws in a row. That last one was a little sketchy over the middle, but they're driving now as they hand it off Nate Robinson. He gets stood up there in the backfield. And we got an injury.
Oh,
Nate
no.
Robinson is down. It looks like he did get up. We'll get an update on him shortly. But the higher overall 86 or 85 or 86 running back will come in. So not too big of a issue. That's a nice floater to the outside.
Yeah, there was some really nice touch on that pass by Patrick. We'll have to see. He's looked a little steadier on this drive. Maybe he's finally getting his feet under him in this game.
And it doesn't look like it's going to be that bad of an injury. Nate Robinson will be out for a quarter with an elbow sprain as Jordan Whiting gets his first career sack, the #1 in-game recruit last season. And that is a huge third down stop. But are they going to go for it? No, they're going to kick the field goal. So maybe an interesting decision here. We'll see if it works out.
I think it'll just be... Oh, and did they get the defense to jump?
No, it's a false start. Another mistake for Ole Miss. This might knock them out of field goal range. They might go for this. That's really going to hurt them. Okay, they're still bringing them out. It's going to be about a 46-yarder. The kick is up, and it's good. All right,
Plenty of leg on that one.
Ole Miss gets on the board. Yeah, both teams have quality kickers, so that was right down the middle.
Yeah, and I think that'll be good for Ole Miss, especially with the 4th and 7 there. I think it would have been really risky to go for it. I think that'll be good for the team just to get a little bit of a confidence boost and finally have some points on the board. Yeah,
and it might shut up the Georgia barking for at least a few minutes.
Oh, I don't think it will.
And
these dogs are absolutely insatiable.
And we're getting a screen pass again, this time to Edwards, and he has a lot of room. But they collapse early, and that's only a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, it was a lot of room, but it closed up really quickly. This Ole Miss defense we've seen so far has a lot of speed out there, especially on the back end.
A lot of speed, but they aren't forcing incompletions as McBrien is 12 of 13. And he's keeping it here, a little triple option, as he makes a questionable pitch, but it works out.
A run.
Justin
got some
Robinson.
Space there and made him pay.
Man, when he cut inside there and decided to still pitch, that was... But you know what? He faked out the defender and gave Robinson a ton of room to run as they're threatening now opposing territory.
Yeah, we can question the decision-making a little bit, but can't really question the result on that play.
As this is a traditional read option, and that was an awkward tackle there, but McBrien gets up, so... As they called a timeout with 2 minutes. An interesting decision there. And we got some Wildcat going now as Edwards takes a direct snap and Demon Clowney snuffs that one out. Gotta say, I'm not a big fan of the Wildcat in this game, except the odd time we do get a halfback throw is definitely entertaining.
Yeah, and it didn't help that Demon Clowney came like a bat out of hell right up the middle that play and broke that up before it could get anywhere.
Yeah, I gotta say, Georgia rushing the ball as we get a sack there.
What a hit. My goodness, McBrien's going to be feeling that one.
Oh, yeah, and that's is an immediate drive killer. And Ole Miss getting the ball back here with 1:30. I will say that Ole Miss is having some great run defense when they're not running trickery. Their big plays on the ground have only come from like triple option, so... That's definitely a positive to take away from the defensive first half.
Yeah, this game might be 14-3, but I mean, I would put the 14 from Georgia really more on Ole Miss's offense even than their defense. I think the defense has played well so far. We just need that Ole Miss offense to catch up.
Ooh, Ooh, and Fitzmagic is definitely feeling it now as he fits one in there on the corner route to Brent Boozler as Dogwater actually gifted Fink he gifted you a sub, and then he gifted Skyflyer a sub. Let's go. Dogwater's a
Thank you,
fucking crazy
Dogwater.
man. I love Dogwater, dude. That guy is the best. All right, Fink.
He's an absolute animal.
He is.
I will say though, after getting a one night sort of look into what the Dogwater experience is it's a fun time.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As second
It
and
was
9,
certainly on
he floats
Dogwater
it.
time last night.
Oh.
Bit of a question.
Oh yeah, questionable spot for
Questionable
sure.
spot there. I didn't think that he got the first down, but they're going to give it to him.
And that is, oh my God, he threw a duck.
Ooh, that one was going for 6 if it had been caught.
Man, Fitzpatrick in this first half is living on the spectrum. He's throwing some absolute beauties and some ducks. They're trusting him again, and another beautiful thrown ball. Hudson Wolf for 14.
And I don't know what happened there with the coverage, but there was definitely a breakdown. Wolf was wide open over there on the right side.
Fitzmagic. Okay, he takes off here, and he gets a decent 5 yards. Looks like both quarterbacks don't really know how to slide.
Yeah, they're going to have to scramble for the line here.
Yeah, 35
Clock is definitely
seconds.
not in their favor.
He takes off again. He needs that first down. He gets it, and he does slide. So the clock stops. They're going to be able to, and they're threatening the 30. And you got to think this is a huge win if they can go into half only down 4. But we're still a long way. They got to get in the end zone as he goes, and he's open. Brent Boozler.
Boozler. Okay, I get your point a little bit.
Yeah, an absolute piss missile from Fitzpatrick. All the haters silenced with that one. As Ole Miss is now down 4. Boom.
He's had a really, really shaky first half here, but what a throw there. Getting his team kind of back in this game right before halftime, and I think we'll have a really interesting second half coming up.
And Boozler showing why he is the second best receiver in the SFA. If you want to know the first, it's Heimlich Heisenberg over in East Carolina.
Well, here there's some debate about that.
No, I mean, Heisenberg, he scores TDs pretty much every week. As they're actually trying to do something here. I thought they might just go to half. So an update on these predictions as we hit halftime. I mean, it's been pretty much not really even in Georgia's favor, but they had a great end to the half as we do hit halftime here. And we're celebrating 5 seasons, 5 years of TCS Network, fueled by the haters. Longest running media station, will go till the SFA dies in like 20 years. So yeah, if you guys want to make an ad and want it on screen at halftime, let me know. Also, use your Twitch Prime subs to avoid ads. So yeah, you have any comments on TCS Network, Think?
No, it's I definitely need to respect my elders here. Some might say that we have some younger, hungrier news networks out there. Don't name any names, but I respect TCS for putting out content for as long as they have.
Thank you. Yeah, so like I don't aim to be the best network, but I do aim to be the longest running and the most consistent. Kind of like you're going for the most schools coached at title. As we got another gifted sub, holy smokes! Dogwater is absolutely blowing it out of the water, and Grady gets a sub. I don't know who Grady is. As we kick off, though, in the second half, Georgia will get the ball. And Justin Robinson gets a decent return.
Yeah, I think it's about time that we see a little bit more out of this Georgia offense. Been pretty pedestrian for most of the first half, and I think if they don't kind of get going here, it seems like Ole Miss has a lot of the momentum right now. I think Georgia could end up in some trouble here if they don't start scoring.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, both teams have kind of had like a super hot portion of the first half, super cold portion. So, as they hand it off again, Edwards, and he's stuffed again in a 3rd and 1 to start the half. It's a big 3rd and 1. They got split back, so watch out for the triple option here. No, they both got out for routes, and they brought a blitz, and it does not work, and Jimmy Reed off to the races.
Jimmy Reed got a lot of yak on that one. It was a really kind of wide open middle of the field after he caught that ball. He accelerated forward pretty quickly.
Yeah, man, they brought all of the pass rushers on, or all of the linebackers on a blitz there, kind of selling out, and it worked for Georgia as they kind of come back with the split backs. This time it's the speed option. He keeps it himself, but it only goes for 2.
I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen kind of more option from Ole Miss. I feel like they've kind of the quarterback in Fitzpatrick that's a little more capable of running the option. But Georgia's had some success with it so far. So.
And they're going deep, and that one's just launched out of bounds. It looked like that was going to be a mid-screen, but he didn't open up, so he kind of just threw that away. And a big 3rd down here. Is there only 2 for 6 on 3rd down today?
This Ole Miss defense has done a good job of getting them off the field.
He dumps it off here. He stays in bounds, and they push him out. Milton only for 3, and Ole Miss gets the stop they're looking for, and they finally force a punt out of Georgia. They will not go for it. And that might be a great punt. No, I think it went in the end zone. Sullivan almost pinned him back deep. So I think the big question is, was Neal able to settle Fitzmagic down at halftime? Dumps it off there, all right. As Nate Robinson...
Yeah, that was a good decision there. Oh, no.
Oh, and another injury,
Acuna's
this
down.
time Acuna. So as Nate Robinson comes back into the game, Acuna leaves.
That's one of the dangers of playing this Georgia team. They're really physical on defense, and it's hard to come out of this game without a few injuries.
As Fitzmagic gets hit, so the speed option now about a 50% conversion rate on if they make the pitch or not, and hopefully we'll get an update on Acuna soon. As it's a big 3rd and 4 here. He has time. He dumps it off, and that's Jaden Jackson. He's been a staple
Jackson
of this
took
offense.
quite a hit of his own there at the end of that play.
Yeah, Georgia's definitely putting the bounties on them in the second half. I think Kirby Smart kind of gave him a new one, or ripped him a new one at halftime. And he gets the pitch off this time, Nate Robinson, but that's not going for much. So we eagerly await an update for Ronald Acuna. Man in motion. It's a jet sweep, and that goes for nothing.
We got a 3rd and long here. They're going to force Fitzpatrick to throw it on this one. We'll see if we've got late first half Fitzpatrick or early first half Fitzpatrick here.
Trips right. Fitzmagic. He has time. He just dumps it off this time. Can he get there? No, he stopped short. Jane Jackson couldn't stretch it out.
As slow as this game's moving, I almost would have liked to see Ole Miss go for it there with 4th and inches. I think that it might be time to make some more aggressive moves because this offense has looked a little bit sluggish at times in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I could have seen a fake punt there or something, but they just give it back. I mean, they're trusting their defense, who's really played pretty well in the last few
It
drives.
looks like Neil agreed with us. He wanted to see them go for it too, but the offensive coordinator didn't have the same idea in mind.
As we got another flag here, personal foul, a face mask on the defense. That's not what you want to see. And Markevius Brown, the cornerback. Now they're at the 50. Georgia loves these close games on BearCave and Gameday. Obviously, they won the 5 OT game in the SEC Championship, so they are no stranger to a close game. As they hand it off, a decent little 4-yard gain. Milton, the second running back's getting heavily involved today.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of him. He's playing pretty well when he's been in the game.
Trips left here. McBrien. He's going deep, and he has a man! And can he get there? Justin Robinson to the inch again.
And Justin Robinson needs to learn how to dive here. He's gotten really close to the end zone twice and just been stopped short. I thought he had that one, but
yeah, Justin
lost
Robinson,
some speed there at the end.
He beats Booker Atwood and Bobby Chalk as they're down at the 1. Can they punch it in?
Had no trouble down here last time.
He's going to throw it on the 1. McBrien, he has time.
Take
And
off.
that's caught. Cody Williams touchdown as they move up to 11-point lead.
Once again, you got to ask, why didn't Ole Miss go for it? Now they're down by 11, and the game's kind of quickly running out of time here.
Yeah, unraveling for Ole Miss. They're gonna need something, and you gotta say, Brian McBrien has been outplaying Fitzmagic for sure.
Certainly, that was a really strong drive too. We haven't really seen Georgia march down the field that easily all game.
And if you're Ole Miss, you might start worrying because you got Tennessee on the schedule next week, who put up 63. So you're threatening a 1-2 start. As Nate Robinson gets a ton of yards there, he's wrapping up the ball.
That was one of the strangest looking ways I've seen anyone run the ball.
He
He's
doesn't
carrying it
want to
with two
fumble.
hands in the wide open field, and he's taking these short, choppy little steps. It was just very bizarre to see from Nate Robinson.
I think Neil was definitely preaching ball security at halftime right there. As Fitzmagic, he keeps it this time, and he just slings that ball out there.
It makes you wonder what Neil has designed for them torture-wise to keep him from fumbling the ball. I have to imagine that it goes against the Geneva Convention with how scared he was looking running the ball there.
Well, the sickos reported last year of the shit runs or whatever, where if you messed up in practice, he'd fling poo at you while you ran suicides. So that might be part of it.
Wait, those were real?
Yeah.
I assumed that was an urban legend. Although, knowing Neil, I can see it being real.
As
what
that's
a
a
throw.
big catch as Acuna's back in the game, so it looks like he didn't miss hardly any time as he gets a wide open catch and run. A nice little in route over the middle, and that cornerback got completely cooked.
I hadn't even noticed that Acuna had been back in the game, but he comes up with a really big catch there. First and goal now for Ole Miss.
It was a minor injury because we didn't even get an update. So he must have just been faking cramps for an extra timeout. Alrighty, 2nd and goal. Not that much from Nate Robinson there. But they definitely need a touchdown. You can't settle for a field goal here. And Boozler by himself on the right side. They hand it off again. Nate Robinson, he breaks a few, gets to the 2. There's some nice power shown out of the receiving back. As the third quarter's coming to a close. Hand it off, Nate. Oh, my.
Just a brutal tackle there.
Did Nate Robinson die? A huge stop on 3rd and goal. Holy smokes. And big decision time now to start the 4th quarter. Is he going to go for it? I think you have to. I don't think you go for a field goal here, because you still then need a 2-point conversion, you know. But they're going for it here. A lot of room on that line as they only have 3 down linemen. But they're going to throw it. And he's taken off. Fitzmagic, he scores! He takes a hit and holds on. Fitzmagic putting the team on his back there. And now they got to go for 2.
Alive once again.
And you got to think they're going to go for 2 here, and they are. Try to put Pole within 3 at the start of the 4th quarter. And they're coming back out in shotgun. Nate Robinson in motion. He comes back, and it's caught! Jaden Jackson! Huge catch in traffic, and we have a game here.
It's definitely a bit of a risky pass, but it works out for Ole Miss, and they're only down a field goal now. Oh, we have a little bit of a break. Just want to break some news here. So a source is telling me that on the Ole Miss torture plan, they aren't allowed, players are not allowed to see their family or children for 6 months per fumble. So
oh, no.
That's why we see guys out here running a bit cautious with the football for Ole Miss.
Well, I mean, after that initial fumble, oh my God, Ford, and the ball's on the ground!
It's out!
McBrien just got gangbanged by a gaggle of rebels, and he puts the ball on the ground, but it is recovered. Oh my.
An awful play for Georgia. I mean, the entire Ole Miss defense was running out the quarterback and couldn't get the ball out, and then fumbles at the end of it just kind of to add insult to injury. That was just a terrible looking play. You kind of have to wonder, what is the offensive line doing?
And a quick QB draw on the very next play, so McBrien pops back up and gets all that yardage back. But man, he had about 1,200 pounds of Ole Miss on him.
Well, I got to say that Brian is either really brave or he doesn't have much of a head on his shoulders, because that takes a special kind of warrior to want to run after taking a hit like that.
And they get the first down, so from 2nd and 19, I believe, to now another 1st and 10. That one hurts as Lorenzo Pines gets a nice catch and run. Man in motion. All right, Justin Robinson, he takes the handoff, and he gets a decent amount, 4 yards. Nice tackle by the cornerback there, bring down the big Justin Robinson. Second down here. And there really hasn't been much pass rush. As we get another man motion, they're going back to the jet sweep, and this time Miles Ricketts breaks it up in the backfield. Huge tackle from the freshman corner.
It was a little bit of a questionable call. I mean, they hadn't ran the jet sweep all day and then run it 2 plays almost back-to-back. And they got a little bit of a gain the first time, but boy, was Ole Miss ready for it that second time.
And a big shout-out to Miles Ricketts, who's had like 3 splash plays so far in his young career. A few on BearCave last week, and then right there as he forced the 4th down. So Ole Miss is getting the ball back, 4 minutes left. They have a chance to win it. You know, Fitzmagic, he hasn't had his best game, but none of that matters if they get the win. Is that punter got destroyed? Did you see that?
I didn't, but it looked like he shanked the heck out of it.
Yeah, and I'm surprised no flag was thrown as that punter got, like, upended. So that might have impacted the punt for sure. But it doesn't matter now. They kept the flag in the pocket. Nate Robinson has room to the outside, and he's brought down by none other Jordan Whiting.
For a guy that big, he can really move well laterally. It's pretty scary seeing a 6'7", 350-pound white guy that can actually move.
As they hand it off again here, Nate Robinson, huge hole this time, and another first down.
That Ole Miss offensive line has really been dominating this Georgia defensive line. It's a bit surprising. I kind of thought that Georgia was going to have their way with them, but Ole Miss has really been opening up some good running holes in this game.
Absolutely. As we enter 4 minutes, they're going to be running their 4-minute offense, and a huge wide open catch there for Brent Boozler. No one was within like 5 yards of him as this corner gets cooked again.
And who else but Boozler? He's been making big plays all game. He's been definitely their top target, and we're kind of seeing the hype today for him.
Oh, yeah, man. The three-headed monster of Boozler, Acuna, and Nate Robinson are definitely leaving their mark as Robinson gets another handoff, a huge hole. And honestly, if he would have cut that to the outside, he might have gotten a touchdown as he goes up above 100 yards, averaging over 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, 7 a carry is a crazy average. Georgia just really doesn't have an answer to stop this guy. He's running all over him.
Fitzmagic, he dumps that off to Jane Jackson. As we are approaching the 3-minute mark. And, you know, I would like Ole Miss to start running a little clock here because, you know, at worst, you're probably going to tie the game.
You know, I've got to disagree with you. I think right now they have just enough time that if they score immediately, which they do, got enough time for Georgia to play, and Ole Miss should have a shot to get the ball back one more time.
Say what you want about Fitzmagic throwing the ball today, but running, he just powers through that safety to take the lead here late.
You're telling me that's a quarterback? That was a strong run from Fitzmagic.
And they take it late. Are we going to see our third top 6 upset of the week?
Hate to say I called it. I called it. Ole Miss has got the lead.
We still have 3 minutes here. And 25-21. There may be a small chance it's SFA Agami happening here. 25-21. I don't think so, but McBrien, and oh man, that was almost a sack. As that's only his 3rd incompletion on the day.
He's been incredibly efficient. It's the side of those 2 big plays, it's been a lot of short passes for Georgia.
Definitely is. Edwards gets a carry here. He powers through 4 guys as
oh
he's
my
carrying
gosh.
them. He first contact made in the backfield, and he somehow turns into a 12-yard gain. Why aren't they giving this man the ball more? Holy smokes.
What a run right there.
McBrien. And he just throws that one away. Like I said earlier, Georgia knows how to win these games when they're close on game day. Now, if it's
I'm Neil, I'm definitely not feeling really safe right now.
Oh, for sure. 2 minutes, 40 seconds, still plenty of time. As he's going deep here, and it's deflected away. Ty Sheen Jackson.
We've seen Georgia have a lot of success with those deep balls, but this time the Ole Miss defense rises up, and it seems like on this drive the secondary's been playing incredibly well. We've seen some really good coverage from them.
Definitely Justin Robinson, and that is the worst spot I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't agree with that call.
And we got some Georgia fans in the zebra shirts.
Just another classic SEC ref job here in this game.
As Justin Robinson now putting the team on his back. Holy smokes. Do not let this man heat up. He's gotten to the inch-yard line twice today. No touchdowns yet. He might be looking to break through. 2 minutes left. We're at the 35.
Now, if you're Georgia, do you consider running clock here, or are they still too far out?
I mean, you're down 4. You just need a touchdown. I think you only start thinking about clock when you're maybe inside the 15. When you're down to like 4 shots at the end zone. But right now, you're still too far away. As they start handing it off here is, oh my, Booker Atwood, the SFA safety, lays the wood. He has 90-plus hit power, and he showed it there.
Now we got a 3rd and medium for Georgia. They've not been good on 3rd down today. See if Ole Miss can get a stop here.
And they come out empty. 3rd and 6. And Justin Robinson,
Oh, what
who
a
else?
throw.
Miles Ricketts got exposed there. As Justin Robinson almost up over 100 yards. As we're
Robinson's been
inside.
kind of carrying this offense today.
Yeah, man, we're inside the red zone. Minute left here in week 2. Jet sweep, that's not going to get it done. Lad McConkey gets smoked by Marcavius Brown in the backfield. You got to throw that out of the playbook at this point.
Yeah, and I don't see how you got McConkey running that route. He doesn't exactly look like the kind of guy I would want running a jet sweep.
Yeah, man, like these lunch pail guys that you don't give them that play. You give them a button hook as he's going to the end zone, and it's picked.
What a play by Ole Miss!
Such a questionable game today called by Neil in Fitzmagic, but it's all for naught as Ole Miss looks to have this game in the bag. But they need a first down. It's still not quite over yet.
I think Neil has to be extremely impressed with how his defense has played in this one. I mean, Georgia's had a couple drives, but all in all, I think this defense has really controlled the game for Ole Miss, and they're the main reason why this team is probably going to walk away with a win today.
Absolutely. As Fitzmagic, he keeps it. A first down wins it. He breaks a tackle, and he gets smoked. 7 yards, though. And honestly, with the clock, if they stop him here, they're only going to get a chance at a punt return. So they got to force a turnover right here. And they hand it off to Nate Robinson, and he gets the first down.
Got it.
Ole Miss is going to walk into Athens and win our third top 6 upset of the day. Ole Miss is back, baby.
Yeah, what a game for the Rebels. I think they really could make a lot of noise here in the SEC. This is a great, huge game for them. They came into game day and they really played well against Georgia. And out with a win on the road. Tough to do.
And the clock hits triple zeros as Ole Miss is victorious on the road. 25-21, they get it done in Athens. Fitzmagic had an incredibly up and down game, but he gets player of the game honors. 3 total touchdowns, a few through the air, and 1 big one on the ground. What a game for Coach Neal. So, Ole Miss gets it done here. And Fink, I gotta ask you, man, like, who comes to mind right now if you're ranking your top 5? Because half the top 6 just lost. We had Clemson go down, Georgia go down, and Florida State. I don't think I'll be dropping Georgia too far, but they're definitely not going to be in my top 5.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen all the results from today. Just kind of looking at it now. I mean, I think Ohio State and Washington, they both won, right? They were my 1 and 2.
So Washington, an interesting thing about what happened with them, they were down 12 entering the fourth quarter against Western Kentucky, and they put up 29 in the fourth quarter. So that was a big one. As the prediction is going to go final, only 11% of you picked Ole Miss, or 11% of the money. So there's a big payout about to happen here.
Yeah, someone just got really rich. I kind of wish I had been on stream at the time so that I could have put my money behind Ole Miss.
And I think Big Tex and Nick are the ones who put the money in. They got a nice little bag. So nicely done for them. As let's check out the stats here. Scoring summary. Edwards had a couple. Man, Nick plus 1,000 points. My God. So make bad interception at the end. You know, you only give Edwards the ball 12
really
times.
spoils a great game.
Yeah, but you said it. Justin Robinson pretty much carried that offense today as their defense played decently well. But Ole Miss, you got to think that Fitzmagic, 3 turnovers there in the first half. he really settled in at the end of the first half and played a great second half, as he only got 4 receivers involved, but that was enough to get it done.
Yeah, and I really credit, if I'm Ole Miss, I credit that win mostly to your offensive line. And I think they dominated all game and really helped them move the ball, running it. We kind of saw Georgia's main problem. They just couldn't run the ball all game, and so they couldn't really sustain drives, and they had to rely on these huge plays and their defense coming up and putting them in opportune situations. But Miss was able to actually move the ball because they had that dominant offensive line play, and I think that was really the key for them.
Yeah, so that is definitely a statement win for Neil. That's one at the end of the season we're probably going to be talking about in terms of, rankings at the end. Georgia now doesn't have a lot of room for error in conference.
Yeah, and you definitely could see this as being kind of the first domino to fall in that classic SEC teams beating up on each other.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this next week we have 2-0 Ole Miss versus 2-0 Tennessee. It's going to be on BearCave because I don't give teams multiple game days until we get to the college football rankings, but that will be a BearCave game. So, yeah, definitely I'm scared of Tennessee at this point, just the way that Kansas, they won this week, and then the way Tennessee won. So, definitely scare that. But that's going to wrap it up for us today. I hope you guys enjoyed adding in commentary. It took me fucking 3 months to figure it out on how to set it up, but we got it going, got it rolling. If you do want to commentate ever, let me know. Thanks for joining. Do you have any final words for the fans?
Just that look out for Kansas Jayhawk football, baby.
Oh,
1-1, huge win this week. I mean, like you said, Tennessee is looking like a wagon, and we took them right down to the end of the game. So, our course to win the Big 12. Let's go, Jayhawk season, baby.
I will say, though, Neil got a lot of playing time, your backup running back, so there might have been a he-shot injury, but we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, that's
and last thing,
a little scary.
Last thing I want to say is that today is my anniversary with Miss TC, so I won't be available pretty much the rest of the day or probably tomorrow. So, like, the awards and stats and that kind of stuff might be delayed till tomorrow night, but I am going to do recruits right now, so look forward to that. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you all. I think next game day is next Friday, so thanks for watching.